Hi, my name is Dominic and I'm interviewing Lucretia Mott. So how has being raised in a Quaker family affected your thoughts and beliefs on politics?
Well, traditionally Quakers are much more accepting of other races and genders. So when I grew up, I wasn't aware that my status as a woman made me less worthy in other people's eyes. Quaker women aren't required to vow obedience to their husbands like they are in many other religions. And I think because of this, I was able to speak my mind more than other women, and it gave me the power to become a Quaker minister, which is also denied to women in other religions. So I was definitely more on the radical side of the Quaker way of life, but this lifestyle allowed me the freedom of speech that I wouldn't otherwise have had.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Thank you.
Why did you take anti-slavery beliefs why did you take your beliefs on anti-slavery so far that you refused to buy slave products?
When I was younger, I used to read books by the author Priscilla Wakefield. She wrote Mental Improvement, maybe you know it, and it recounted the horrors of slavery, and it just really made me think about how horrible slavery is. And as I grew up, I decided that I didn't need to live a life where I used slave products, and I convinced my husband to get out of the cotton business because of it.
Oh, yeah, Mental Improvement. I know that book. It's my favorite. What sort of persecution did you suffer being a woman speaking out in public when that wasn't accepted?
I think the worst persecution I ever suffered was being refused the right to sit at the World Anti-Slavery Convention. It was a major factor that contributed to my women's suffrage movement cause. And I've had men argue that women are mandated by the Bible to obey their husbands and therefore can't be equal. However, my husband James and I have equal rights in our marriage, and we've experienced no problems with it. And my views on racial equality are not always appreciated either. I've even been threatened with physical violence because of them.
Oh, okay. So, since you said what was the worst thing you had, what was the best achievement you had in the anti-slavery movement?
I think probably the greatest thing that I ever achieved was after the Fugitive Slave Act passed, me and my husband led a group of slaves to freedom. And I also founded the Philadelphia Female Anti-Slavery Society and helped organize the first anti-slavery convention of American women.
Wow. I'm impressed with that. Why did you have such heavy opposition to divorce when most people who support anti-slavery and women's rights thought divorce was okay?
Well, my friends who are seeking equality among genders also call for an easier divorce system and more rights toward divorced women. But I believe that there should be no reason for people to get a divorce, and that through equality and love, all marriages should have positive outcomes.
So you supported women's rights as well as anti-slavery stuff. So which one is more important?
I think it's hard to say which one is more important when you consider every single person in the world to be equal. But I think that because the lives of the enslaved people were being threatened most directly, the black suffrage movement was more important.
Oh. What is something that contributed to the belief that men and women had equal rights?
Well, as a child, my mother was a significant role model in the house because my father was away on business. And from her I learned that women can be just as independent as men. And when I finally got my teaching job, I learned that the women teachers were being paid significantly less than the male teachers, and I decided to work so that women would receive equal pay for equal work.
So for the Civil War, did you think it was a good thing with the outcome that it came, or should we just not have done it?
Well, of course I was pleased with the outcome. I mean, I didn't want slavery to exist, but I don't think that the means were the correct way of achieving it, because I am a Quaker and a pacifist, and I hope that as this war against racism continues, we will fight more with words than with guns.
Oh, alright, so one more question. Did you believe in the superiority of women over men, like most women's rights advocates said?
No, I don't believe women are superior in mentality or morality. All men and women are created equal, and our intellect isn't determined by our gender, nor is our capacity to tell right from wrong. The women who believe in the supremacy of women speak out of rage because of their repression. However, many men, such as my husband James, have come to support women's suffrage. And we can't advocate equal rights if women believe ourselves the greater gender. It's hypocritical.
Oh, okay, well that makes sense. And that's it.
Well, thank you for interviewing me.
Bye.